How is it going then, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst, and today we are bringing you, I don't know how to say the first name, Ridle Baku player review, the 85 rated signature signing objective, which is available for you to pick up on FIFA 22 right now. We're going to let you know if he's worth you doing. Is he just a fodder card that you put into an SBC? Is he a starting 11 player? Is he a bench player? Where can this guy fit your club if you do go ahead and complete him? He comes with 3-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He is 5'9" with high attacking work rates and medium defensive work rates with an average body type. In terms of player traits, we don't have any of interest. He's 85 rated overall, German, plays in the Bundesliga for Wolfsburg and has 90 pace, 78 shooting, 80 passing, 87 dribbling, 78 defending and 80 physical, which is a fairly well-rounded card, quite consistent in a lot of areas for an objective card, in my personal opinion. Where did I play him, first of all? I played him at right wing back, sorry, in a 5 at the back. I played him at right mid in a 3 at the back, and also right centre mid in a narrow formation. Where do I think he's best played? In a wing back position, in a right mid in a 3 at the back, or possibly at centre mid. He's not an attacking winger. You know, I don't think you'd really want to be putting him in the in that right wing spot, purely just because the lack of skill moves and kind of lack of some stats, which we will talk about shortly. Depending on where you play him and what you want from him, chemistry styles probably recommended anchor and powerhouse. I ran an anchor on him personally, which obviously goes ahead and increases his pace, his dribbling and his defending stats. Let's go ahead and talk about the pros and cons to this card first of all. Let's go with the pace. He's 5'9" with average body type, which means 89 acceleration and 91 sprint speed makes this card very, very quick for what it is. Again, dependent on the chemistry style that you put onto him, you will increase that. So for the anchor for me, took him to 94 acceleration and 96 sprint speed. I felt very comfortable with him being able to, you know, charge onto the ball, get over and cover in the defensive position, trap back any over the top through balls. That was all very, very good with Baku. His pace definitely is a pro on this card, and you won't really have any negatives to it. Moving on to his shooting, he did actually score a couple goals for me, going to some shooting positions to strike the ball across goal. Now, he has 82 attacking positioning, 80 finishing, 82 shot power, 80 long shots, 67 volleys and 52 penalties. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's also not that big of a deal, because if you're going to play him, you know, kind of where I recommended in that wing-back position, he's very rarely going to get in front of goal anyway. And if he does, 82 shot power isn't that bad. 80 finishing is near. You know, look, it's kind of okay. You can get away with it for the type of player that we're looking at here as a free objective card and possibly a wing-back position. So I'm not really going to say it's a pro or a con, because it's not really where we need this card to be strong, but it's certainly, you know, okay. Moving on to the passing side of things, which actually I think is a big part to this card, purely because we want him to be able to pass the ball. Again, depending on where you're playing him, you want to try and get the most out of him in this passing department, which is why you may look at like a powerhouse for a chemistry style on this card. He comes with 82 vision, 86 crossing, 70 curve, 53 free kick accuracy, 82 short passing and 80 long passing. All of this is kind of okay. Again, depending on the chemistry style, if you leave it with an anchor, you don't increase that passing, and that's what I had on him. I didn't notice his passing to be terrible. The one thing I really enjoyed with this card was getting the ball out to him on the wing and then doing that RBA, the R1 extra driven passes back in to the striker. Even with 82 short passing and 80 long passing with 82 vision, those driven passes were absolutely excellent. His crossing at 86, I'm not going to lie, although his crossing at 86 is good, I think the 70 curve lets that down quite a bit. We did get into some crossing areas where I felt like, you know, he should have found a man better or put it into, you know, to the right position a bit quicker and get a bit more whip on it. I did feel that to be, again, a little bit of a letdown. If you do, however, put that powerhouse chemistry style on him, you do take him to 91 crossing with 75 curve, so you may find that's a little bit better. He does only have, though, the ability to, I think, keep it on the ground. The over-the-top through balls, he played one absolutely phenomenal over-the-top through ball, but as a whole, you know, it wasn't fantastic. But that's not too big of a deal for me and my playstyle. I don't look to use them kind of too much. Moving over to the dribbling side of things, how did he feel on the ball? He felt very good. For a guy that's 5'9" and for a typical wing-back, right mid, however, again, where you play him, I was happy enough with how he performed here. He has 87 agility, 93 balance, 84 reactions, 84 ball control, 90 dribbling and 80 composure. All of that, 84 reactions for a wing back is good. He'll react to the loose balls. He'll get into the right position and kind of be there for us. I think the only letdown I think I'm saying here is the composure. If he gets a little nudge in the back and you try to pass the ball, it might go out of play. It might not go where you want it to. I didn't notice it too much for him because he's quite quick and got the ability to break away. I didn't really find myself under too much pressure, especially in that wing back role. He's kind of a bit isolated anyway. He can kind of do his own thing without being pressed too much. So again, you know, for a free objective card, I was very happy with how he performed with the ball at his feet. Now, his defensive stats. This obviously, it depends on your position and where you're playing him, but I think this is very relevant of what we need to look at here for this card. 82 interceptions, 54 heading accuracy, 82 defensive awareness, 80 stand tackle, and 80 slide tackle. That is all pretty low for a fullback. You do have to increase this, right? When you're playing him in those, you know, wing-back positions, you want to make sure you're getting the most out of him, which is why a powerhouse or an anchor will help with that on that side. 2 seconds. Sorry, had to cough then. So that obviously needs to be increased with that chemistry style. With an anchor, I take him to 90 stand tackle, 90 slide tackle, 87 defensive awareness, 87 interceptions. Fantastic. You know, like for a wing-back position, when you think about the likes of Hakimi, Atal, you know, some of these players that you play there, that is all very solid when you increase that via a chemistry style. Base stats-wise, a bit of a letdown, but when you increase them with a chemistry style, definitely a positive on the defending side of things. Now, the physicality stats, he comes in with 82 jumping, a 97 stamina, 73 aggression, and 73 strength, and 78 aggression. The 97 stamina, for someone that's playing a wing-back role, getting up and down the pitch, you know, because I had him on during the attack, so he was getting forward quite a lot. You need that high stamina, and that was absolutely brilliant. 82 jumping for a guy that's 5'9". He's not going to win headers, but he's certainly going to be able to compete at the back post to try and stop the opponent from scoring. 73 strength and 78 aggression. I don't think he's bad with an average body type. Like, maybe we'd like the aggression to be a little bit higher, so he's got a bit more fight in him to possibly win some of those headers. But 73 strength, again, yeah, when you compare this to the likes of Hakimi, Atal, Mendy, Cornet, all these other sort of guys and whatnot, for a free objective card, I think that's absolutely fine for a wing back in that sort of role. And if you're playing in the middle of the park, I don't think that's too bad either on that side of stuff. Now, in terms of links, how did I get him into my team? I linked him to Mbabu and Nkunku. To get a strong link, obviously, you can do it with German players. Someone like Goretzka will be beneficial. Club links can be a little bit harder just because of the club that we're at with Wolfsburg. I don't think he's too difficult to get into your team. I think the problem where people would lie is getting him in that wing-back position. Like, how are we going to do that? Do you want to play him on 7 chemistry maybe? However you want to do it, that might be a little bit more of a difficult one. Should you play him at full-back or, you know, wing-back in a 5 at the back? And I think that's where it's a very unique card that he suits 3 at the back formations, 5 at the back formations, for, you know, for individuals. In terms of longevity, how long can the card be used for? I think it can be used now for probably the next month, you know, 3 to 4 weeks in that wing-back position for me. I think most people will probably be using this card right now as a super sub, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, like, I think coming off the bench, he's certainly, you know, he's a great super sub, a free objective card. You don't have to spend money on him then. He can go in centre mid, he can go in at full-back. He's got a few variety of positions, which is a bonus. But definitely about 3 to 4 weeks, I think, is where people will be long, you know, trying to use this card for that kind of length of time. In terms of meta, does he fit the meta? Well, 3-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot. The weak foot's good, but skill moves is a little bit of a lackluster. If you were trying to play him in a more attacking role, that wouldn't be that great. He doesn't really have the shooting to kind of go with it, along with a killer passing stat. So I wouldn't necessarily use quote-unquote meta. I think the hardest thing about this card is that he only suits a, you know, a small group of people with the 5 at the back and the 3 at the back formations. In terms of enjoyment, I did enjoy the card. As an objective card, I wasn't really expecting too much, but he performed to a level which I was, you know, kind of very happy with. Would I put him in my starting 11? If I was a 5 at the back or 3 at the back player, yes, I'd use him as a wing back, as a right mid. I think he's one of the best ones that we have on the game right now for you to use. I think the only kind of letdown you could say with that is that you'd like high work rates if you were playing him in that role, so at least he tracks back a little bit more defensively. Is he a card that you should go and complete if you've got the time? If you've got the time, absolutely, because you can use him as fodder or you can use him as a great super sub. Do you need to go and do him? Is he a game-breaking card? No, you can pass on this should you wish to. You guys let me know exactly what you think. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you all very much for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.